Is Wall Street's AI frenzy about to turn into an ugly collapse? Jeremy Siegel says short sellers could get crushed overnight. Find out why.
If you will, but the news that we just got, not related to stablecoins per se, but from Emily Wilkins about a potential breakthrough, or at least an offer to try and end this government shutdown. What do you think it means to stocks?
Well, I mean, I about 20 minutes ago, I saw the Dow go up 150 points in about 30 seconds, and I said, something's afoot here. I didn't know at that time, and I was thinking it could be an offer. That's why it's so dangerous to be short in this market, because, you're going to get a pop if it reopens. Very honestly, I think the Republicans would be very smart to take this offer. I don't think the government shutdown has worked to their advantage at all. Certainly in all the polls that have been taken, it hasn't worked to their advantage, even though they're the ones that have voted to keep it open. The public thinks, hey, the Republicans control Congress, they control the presidency. I'm going to put the responsibility on you. This is a way off. It's a lot less money than the $1.5 trillion that was brooded, by Schumer early on. We wanted this and this and this, as has been said, a lot of Republican districts, are not really prepared for some of these increases because, the tax break is probably only 15 to 20%, but healthcare premiums are going up so much that anything that can help moderate those, especially for the lower income groups, which are a lot of Trump supporters, as we know, I think the Republicans would be wise to take it. I think they will.
Professor, I appreciate you reacting so quickly to the news of this moment as we see it obviously impacting how this market is trading with less than an hour to go in the week. I want to steer you, though, to what I think has really been the story of this week, and that is anxiety over this AI trade. I'm wondering what you make of it. The fact the NASDAQ has certainly come off its worst levels, but it's still down more than 3% on the week. And many of these big AI-related stocks have obviously been extraordinarily volatile this week. What do you make of it?
Well, 2 weeks ago, for those 2 weeks, they shot up. And relative to the market, I often chart the tech stocks relative to the market. It was sort of shooting up and shooting back down. And now it's right back at the trend line. And the trend line is still that these stocks over the last 6 months, over the last year, after 2 years, are still moving up relative to the next, to the rest of the market. That trend certainly can't continue forever. What I think, though, Scott, whenever anyone says it's the beginning of the end, and when everyone starts saying it's the beginning of the end, I begin to say, hey, no, that's not the way it works. Well, it's usually when everyone is totally optimistic that you see the market begin to crumble. So I still think the AI trade is on. I hear the arguments against it. Meta is having particular problems because of all its, capital expenditures. And, it is true because I've done the research for firms that do too much capital spending actually have underperformed over decades in the market. And we'll put Meta in that category. But the rest of them are generating those profits with that expenditures. I'm interested to see how the market does if the Republicans take this and it reopens. I think then once that cloud is out of the way, I think we're going to get a truer look. Then we're basing stock prices on the state of the economy. I think this shutdown could shave 1.5, maybe 2 points off of GDP this quarter. Certainly, if it goes on and they don't take this offer. We saw consumer sentiment. Anything, it could be 3. I would say that it has to end the week before Thanksgiving, because that's usually the earliest that everyone travels to their family.
Sure.
No one wants that to happen. But I think that, as I say, I think the Republicans will be wise to take it, and I think you'll get a bounce. But then look, next week, if we get a settlement over the weekend, I want to see. Now we got to look at the effect of, what's going to, happening on the slowdown, the layoffs, whether the tariffs are going to affect the Christmas buying, when people see the prices, complaining about those high prices, I think we're going to shake out what the real economy looks like.